What a game. But that only put the Astros up 3-2 in the series. They still needed one more win to win it all. And the Dodgers would win 3-1 in Game 6 to set up a winner-take-all Game 7 in LA for all of the marbles.
Got him! This series too good to end in 6.
It was over early, as the Astros, on the road, scored 2 runs in the first. Then George Springer hit a 2-run home run, which increased the Astros' lead to 5-zip. Other than an Andre Ethier pinch hit single, Charlie Morton came in, gave 4 innings of relief, which gave the Astros the win, and with it, their first World Series in franchise history.
Here's a ground ball right side, could do it. The Houston Astros are world champions for the first time in franchise history.
So now what? Oh, I know, we should recap the last 3 years. So, 2018. The Astros made relatively few off-season moves, although they did make one trade that might be relevant later. They finished with a record of 103-59. They again won the AL West, and after they defeated Cleveland in the ALDS, they found a date with the Boston Red Sox in the ALCS. The series-defining play came in Game 4, where the Stros loaded up the bases in the 9th down by 2 with 2 outs, before Lance Bregman, who's accustomed to walk-off doubles, hit a liner to left field before this.
Off with a crack of the bat with 2 outs. Kimbrel deals, Bregman in the air, left field, Benintendi dives, and he makes the catch! Oh, what a play! Game saver, Andrew Benintendi! The Red Sox win!
Oh my goodness.
They lost in Game 5, and the Red Sox won the World Series. The Dodgers didn't really bounce back from their World Series loss, as they only won 92 games, and they only won the NL West because of a 1-game tiebreaker with the Rockies. In the NLDS, they defeated Atlanta in 4 games, and in the NLCS, they pushed the 1-seed Brewers to 7 games, defeated them, and went back to the World Series. It didn't go well. Not Game 3, though. That was epic. Quick notes on that. Bellinger makes an incredible catch to keep the game tied.
Kinsler tags. Here's the throw home. Kinsler out. The game stays tied.
Then an error gives Boston the lead.
Second chops it to the right side. Going to be a tough play. And safe. Ball gets away. To the plate is Holt. Red Sox on top 2-1.
A Boston throwing error ties the game back up again.
That's up the middle. It's backhanded. Throw to first is wide. This game is tied. Kinsler threw it wide. It's 2-2.
And then Max Muncy gives Dodgers fans a heart attack.
Down the line and right. At the track, it is foul.
Before actually walking it off 3 innings later.
Muncy flies one in the air to left center. Back at the wall. It is gone. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run to win Game 3 in the 18th. Night.
And although Eduardo Rodriguez had a monster meltdown after this 3-run home run by Yasiel Puig in the 6th, the Dodgers still lost because, sure, why not? And they lost Game 5 the next day, and the Red Sox were world champions again. In 2019, the Dodgers were 106-56. They obviously won the NL West again and had an easy NLDS matchup scheduled against the Washington Nationals, whom hadn't won a playoff series since 1981 when they were the Montreal Expos. The Dodgers quickly went up 2-1 in that series, and although they lost Game 4, they had a quick bounce back after getting up to a 3-1 lead by the 7th inning of Game 5. However, in the 8th, that's when everything changed, because that's when Dave Roberts put in playoff Kershaw in relief. He then gave up a homer to Anthony Rendon.
Taylor goes back to the wall, and it's gone! Anthony Rendon, a leadoff homer in the 8th, and it is a 1-run game.
You want to see me do it again?
In the air to deep right center field, and there she goes! We are tied!
He was then pulled from the game. In the top of the 10th inning, after having already pitched the 9th, Joe Kelly was left out on the mound. He walked Adam Eaton, gave up a ground rule double to Rendon, intentionally walked Soto, and then faced Howie Kendrick.
Ground rule double by Rendon, intentional pass to Soto. This is deep to center field. Bellinger's back. It's a grand slam. Howie Kendrick with a 10th inning grand slam to break it open.
The Dodgers would lose, and in the process, become the first 105-win team to not make the LCS since the advent of the DS.
I got 3 words for you. You like that?
In 2019, the Houston Astros finished with a 107-55 record, in no small part because that guy they traded for 2 years ago said, and I quote, bet. And at the trade deadline, the Astros were like, hey, you know what? We need more pitching, and they acquired Zach Greinke from the Diamondbacks. They entered the postseason as the best team in the ALDS, which meant they got the wild card matchup against the Rays. The first 4 games were tight. Then came Game 5. To summarize Game 5, I will now play a clip from a John Boy video on the matter.
This is what happened. You see his glove level? These are 2 different pitches. It's where he rests his glove. That's what was going on. So if we go even further, look. 1 is above the letters. 1 is below the letters. Above, fastball. Below, curveball.
And now is the time of the video that I remind you that it is perfectly legal to use the opposing pitcher's tips to your advantage. So yeah, the Astros won Game 5, and they had another date with the Yankees in the ALCS. Just like in 2017, the Astros dropped Game 1. However, they bounced back with a rousing 11-inning victory in Game 2, capped by a Carlos Correa walk-off home run.
Here's a fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This game is over. Correa ends it.
The Astros would win 2 of the 3 games in Yankee Stadium, and in Game 6 they would take a 4-2 lead into the 9th before this.
Anchored at first base, and all he's done in a Yankee uniform is hit. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball into right. Back at the wall. This ball is gone for a home run. And this game is tied. LeMahieu, a 9th inning Game 6 hero for the Yankees. It's 4-4.
But then the Yankees... Oh boy! Yankees fans, cover your eyes.
Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World Series.
And then the Astros lost the World Series. And now I'm sad. Let's watch that homer again.
Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World Series. Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World Series.
For the 2020 season, the MLB, for some reason, decided to shorten it to 60 games. In that shortened 60-game season, the Astros went 29-31. Not great, but they still made the playoffs. They swept the Twins in 2 games so quickly that the majority of NL teams hadn't even played their first game yet. In the ALDS, they beat the Oakland A's in 4 games to reach their 4th straight ALCS. They quickly fell down 0-3, but they persevered and pushed the series to a Game 5, where Carlos Correa did this.
1 ball, 1 strike. In the air, center field. Correa's watching. This is back, and it's gone! It's a walk-off home run! Carlos Correa! Astros win!
They won in Game 6, becoming only the second team ever to force a Game 7 after being down 0-3. But they lost. And now I'm sad. I know, let's watch that homer again.
Altuve has just sent the Astros to the World
In that previously mentioned shortened 60-game season, the Dodgers went 43-17. They easily made it through the NL Wildcard Series and the NLDS as well, before finding themselves down 3-1 to the Braves in the NLCS. But because they were playing an Atlanta team, they prevailed and went to the World Series. Only thing to note from this series was in Game 5 when Will Smith faced Will Smith, who hit a homer off Will Smith, which gave the Dodgers the lead that they would eventually win with.
There they go. And a high fly ball to left. Back at the wall. It is gone. Will Smith. The biggest swing of his young career. And the Dodgers jump on top 4-2 here in the 6th.
The World Series was nuts. 2 things to note from that. First, the ending to Game 4. It was the bottom of the 9th, and the Rays had Kevin Kiermaier on 2nd and Randy Arozarena on 1st, with Brett Phillips at the plate and Kenley Jansen on the mound. Then this happened.
Jansen. That is into center field. Here comes Kiermaier. Phillips has tied the game. Arozarena coming around. Throw home. Now he stumbles. But the ball gets away. Tampa Bay wins it. Brett Phillips, Game 4 hero.
What?
Okay. Interesting. Please, no Will Smith slander in the comments. Please. Anyway, other thing to note from this series, in Game 6, Blake Snell had given up 2 hits through 5 2/3 innings. Then Kevin Cash said,
"Good effort today. Take a lap and hit the showers. It's called playing the percentages. It's what smart managers do to win bowl games."
and pulled Blake Snell. Then yada yada, Nick Anderson blows it, yada yada, Twitter explodes, yada yada, Dodgers in 6.
Dave Roberts. And strike 3. Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't really understand, but I fell down this hill. Now I got glue on my hands and I got rackets on my fingers. Rackets on my fingers, I got rackets on my fingers, and I just can't stop. Don't stop. I can't stop, I got a platypus control.